Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome, dear students, to this video, which is going to help you set up Firebase on your Flutter project. So, if we just Google it, for example, on Google, let's say we want to say Flutter Firebase command line interface. So, you'll find these links. So, if we go for adding Firebase to your Flutter project, for example, if you are focusing on Android, you can click on Android. And you can see here are the steps. Let's say on the Android side, you can also repeat this one with me if you would like, or you can download the application for chat from the my GitHub and use it. So let's say I created, for example, file, a new Flutter project. Then I will make next. For example, I'll say test Firebase, Firestore, or test Firebase, let's say project, or app, or whatever you call it. Okay. I will choose, for example, only Android for this project. If you are focusing on iOS, also you can add iOS. Okay, after a while it will be created the project. So let's see the steps. Install your preferred editor or IDE. Set up a device emulator. Okay, you should have emulator, of course. For example, in your project, you should have any phone. You can install this window. I need you to install a phone, not web, not Chrome. For example, installing any phone, it's not web or Chrome. Okay, installing Flutter on your machine, you have to install Flutter, whatever you can ask me, or Mr. Heyman, or you just Google it, or YouTube, or ChatGPT, all will help you to install Flutter on your machine if you don't have it yet. Sign into your Firebase account. Please yes, sign into your Firebase account. It's better to sign in. For example, let's add a project also if you would like for this project. Let's call testing Firebase. Okay. So continue. I don't need analytics for these things. It's mentioned here, as you can see, reporting, whatever. Okay. Meanwhile, now I'm creating the Firebase project so I can connect with my application. The application has already started, as you can see, which is very good. Okay, here is the terminal that we can use, or you can use the Windows terminal or Mac terminal, whatever you like. Okay, let's go back to the Firebase. It's still working on it. Okay. Continue. So you got your Firebase project. Now you have it, as you can see, testing Firebase. Okay, great. I have the project now. Of course, I can do it manual, or I'll try to do it with Flutter, for example, CLI. Okay, these are the steps that you have to follow. Let's go and do it. Okay, let me open also Flutter base for CLI. Okay, I'll go to the link again. So Firebase is opened. In the beginning, it says install the required command line. Okay, installing Firebase CLI, you have to install this one. In the beginning, for example, you can go and write these comments inside your machines. For example, auto install script, stand alone, or whatever, npm. So this is for Windows, what you have to write. Okay, for Mac OS, what I have to write, and Linux. For example, let's say I'm following Mac, you are going to follow Windows. I need to write install. Okay, this one. It's only for first time. Okay, so we can go to this command line or the other command line, whatever you like, from here or there. Okay, install. So it will take a while to install the Firebase, let's say, on the machine. This is only one time you do it. Don't do it more than one time, please. Okay, let's go and see what we have next. And then, okay, Firebase login. Let's go back. I think that's it here. What we have is will be repeated again there. Yes. Then after you install, you are going to make Firebase login. Yeah, let's go to our project. So it's downloading. Already I downloaded, but just I'm showing you. Let's say because of permissions, whatever. So I already checked with ChatGPT what I should write. It says just write sudo before the command. Then sorry. Here, this is the command. Before npm, I have to write sudo npm install. So just to get the admin approval. Then I think everything will be working fine. I have to write the password for my machine. Then that's it. This time I think there is no any error whatever because I added sudo just to give admin permission for the command to be downloading all these files. Okay. After that, it will be working fine. So now you have to write Firebase login to log in to your Firebase account in the project. So this is step that I did in the first command. Only one time you make it, and that's it. Okay, everything is finished, as you can see. Then let's make the Firebase login. Says already login. Okay, for you, it will take you to the prompt to the browser, and then you will choose your account to download. For me, already I log in. I did this one before a while. That's why. Then let's write that pub global activate Firebase CLI. Okay, this is like third command, let's say. Okay, it will just applying. Okay, it says you have to add this one. So it's suggesting that you write, for example, dot bash rc, then you add that one. Anyway, you can do it in this way or in that way. Okay, whenever you write this export, whatever, and you so later immediately you can write these commands without writing an extension for this BIM folder, which has the let's say Firebase tools. Okay, configure now. Okay, Flutter fire configure. So this is configure your Flutter application to connect to Firebase from your Fire project. Okay, run this is from inside your project. You have to run this one. So as you can see, this is my project. It's inside Muhammad Salim. It's called Test Firebase project. This is a project name that you can see at the top, middle of the of the screen. Okay, so I'm running this command from inside this folder of the project. Okay, fetching available project, whatever Firebase, will go to your Firebase, get the project that you have. So you can choose the one that you are using. So it says I have only 2 projects. By using an arrow, I will choose which one I'm using now, as you know, testing Firebase. Okay, the one that you can see here. Okay, testing Firebase, the one that I created just now. Okay, let's go back, choose it, press enter. It says what you want. Of course, only I need, for example, Android. If you need Android and iOS, you can pick them by using a space and pick 2 or 3 as much as you like of these platforms. Enter. Okay, now it's registering my project in that one. After that, I think we can start adding the package that we need. Either here we write in the command line, or I think also we can do it on the okay, it's done. And as you can see, after it's done, you can verify that one in the lib folder. You will get Firebase options. Okay. Till now, we can run your project just to see everything is working fine, whatever. Okay. So I'm going to go to view, then tools, then running devices. Okay, it's going to be running the project just to see there is no error, whatever. Okay. Let's go. Of course, I'm using the video that I already show you in the morning today in the lecture. That video was very useful. This video. Okay, you can also follow up with this. Here it says after initial running of Flutter Fire command that we just cited now, you are required to repeat this command if you start supporting new platforms, for example, adding Android, iOS, web, something else. Or start using new Firebase services, for example, crash analytics and performance or whatever real-time database. You have to write, you call this command again. Initialize your Firebase in your app. From your Flutter project directory, run the following command to install the core package, as I said before. We need to install this one. Then after that, we have to make Flutter Fire configure, just to update the project. Then, of course, you have to go to the library and do these steps. And later, okay, let's do it one by one until we finish. Okay, the project is working very good. This is the new project. I will go again to the terminal. I will call this time Flutter pub add. Which package I want to add? Firebase core. After you add it, you will see it's updated automatically to the pubspec.yaml. Go there. Is it here or not? Yes, it comes. Okay. automatically. No need for you to go and get it from pub.dev. Let's add more packages, for example, and see. Even if you want to keep it like this, and you can see command line how it can do this magic for you. So let's go back. Now it says I have to go and get these files, put them inside my main.dart. Okay, copy them, put them in the main.dart. Great. And then what I need to do, let's go and check it out. It says you have to add this one inside. Okay, Firebase. Okay, so this one also. Okay, so let's put this inside the main function, right? Okay, inside the main function, we put this code. And then we have to make a wait so we have to make async, as you know, for the function. And then what else we can do? I think it was Flutter App. Firebase app, sorry. Dot ensure initialized. Okay. What's happening? Ensure. Something going wrong. Maybe I didn't. Okay. Firebase app, ensure. Probably, okay, what it says, invalid Firebase app. Okay, we have it. Let's just run it again. Maybe you have to, maybe pub-get. So, yes, pub-get is solving it. Firebase. Still doesn't work. Okay. If we make it future avoid, it doesn't solve it, right? It is not related to this. Cut, paste. All right. So if we keep it like this, Firebase app. If I'm not sure if we remove it, what's going to happen? Let's see it. Okay, Flutter run. So let's go and now continue the others. Now Flutter pub get. Let's say I want to add also authentication and Firestore. So I have to write this one, Flutter pub add. Okay, terminal. Okay, paste. We added this one also. And let's say I also want to add this package also, which is called authentication. Also, I have to write Flutter, as you know, Flutter pub add and that package. So I think that's it. Let's go and check it, double check. Yes, all of them has been added. Have been added correctly. This is the options. We don't need it for now. All right, run again. I think that's it. Now we succeed to connect the Firebase, adding the Firebase support to our project. And I think we are ready to use it. Probably there is no problems with this. If we have more examples, so we can check. Okay, do we have any example to use for checking, initializing? I'm not sure why I cannot find the score. Is there options? Is there already? We added some plugins, which is very correct. We have example here, right? Example program. Analytics, no, we don't need analytics. We need, for example, Firebase. Okay. Now let's try to do something for testing out the project. Let's go, for example, to the Firebase. Let's go to the database. Where is the database? If it cannot take a look. Build analytic engine. Okay, project overview. So where is should we refresh this one? I guess because we already added the project. Okay, we have it right now. It's coming. Click on it. So we have cloud messaging, integrations, service account, data privacy, user and permissions. Okay. So this is the Android application, right? We have the Android project. Now what I want to do is the Cloud Firestore. Let's just do something for testing. Also, you can do this one, please, for the video that I asked you to do. Sorry for going late. You can just go faster with the video to finish faster also. Let's say I would choose any location for this database. You can choose any country where you would like to save your database. Next, start production mode, test mode, the production mode, your data will private by default, the client read write will only specify. Okay, starting in test mode, 30 days, which is good. I think better it will be anyone can read this database without any restrictions. So this project is very enough. 30 days, I mean, just because we have to do it now. Data will be available, database. I will try now to create database, simple database. Then I will try just to access this database from the application. Show you how it works. Let's create a collection. For example, let's say I have messages. Then inside this message, I will make, for example, auto ID. For example, then I will say I have a sender, which is string, for example, Muhammad. Then I'll text for the message, which is, for example, salam to my students. Let's try out. Okay, I got the data. I have the collection, then document, then data, which has these fields. Let's try to get it inside the application now. Following your lecture notes, for example. So now if we go to the project, inside the main, let's say we have it inside this stateless widget. Maybe we can do it. Okay, initialize application, and if we say I want to make it inside the build function, which is not very good a place to do it, but let's in the beginning trying to access the database. So if we make it here, for example, Firebase, Firestore, okay. Firestore instance, okay, I get the instance. Then let's say I want inside, do we have some text to show this? Let's take this variable, got it. I'm just seeing where we can use it. Stateful widget we have, inside the stateful widget we can put our variables, let's say here. Then I have this instance, let's say I want to call it where inside this text. We say, for example, I'm trying to access Firestore. This is collection add function. No, it's not like what I want. Firestore dot collection messages dot get. Okay, what's happening now? Firestore task. Okay. I think this code should be written in somewhere else inside functional probably. Let's see it. Okay, whenever you click on the increment counter, you will get the messages. Get the query snapshot for each document to print. Okay. We don't want only to print the text, but okay, let's try to this one. Print the document. So what was, let's try it out now. Run it. Each time you press on the button, the increment, it will go and get the data from that one and print it here in the console. Run. Hmm. Let's make it now. What's calling now? The error. Okay, Flutter binding initialize at the first line in the main line. Okay, so it says you have to write this code. Okay, inside your main function. Let's do it. Okay, semicolon, run to initialize the Flutter Firebase. Let's ask now, see what is the error message. It says what? Null, null, okay. So I'm not sure now what is the error. I have to check it carefully. So widget Flutter binding, ensure initialize, then await for Firebase to initialize the app. Options, repeat again. So we have to find out what's wrong here in this code. Let's see if it is the problem as expected. Firestore instance. We got it. Then firestore.collection messages. Is it correct or not? Messages. Then what else? So, but again, let's make it the function, for example, future, or just at least we should make it async. Then let's say await. Run. Okay, and handle exception. File gets initialized. Method channel initial score. What is the error? It's not very clear for me. If I click on this plus, still the error probably it's for the code at the top, not this code that I'm just trying here. Query, then query snapshot begin dot docs, which it seems like logical code, but still I have to check out what's happening. All right, all right. Sorry for this delay. It's really so slow. I will just maybe stop it for a while just to. So after I run again, stop and run again, I see that I'm getting this error. That's why it doesn't work. Let's say there's something called multi-dex support should be enabled. Let's open it. See the link, what it says. So the link here, as you can see, it says this to test an application run. Okay, so where is this error? This is about enable multi-dex. Okay, so how to solve this error things? It's explaining technical issues. To solve it, go to the command line, write Flutter run, okay, debug and select an Android device. Let's try it. When prompted, you press yes, the Flutter enable. Okay, so let's do it. Terminal. Okay. Let's try to choose the device that we are using now, medium phone. Medium phone API. Okay, so I'm just waiting if you have many devices. if this like was true, the solution says yes or no to enable it. Yes, enable. Why? So, okay, enabled. Let's now run again. Hopefully it works this time. So I guess we solved the error according to the documentation. We enable this multi-dex, which is just allowing the application to use too much like memory, I guess, more memory from the device or from the internet. Till now, I'm waiting for this to be running. Hopefully this time there is no error. If there is no error, now we can just try. Okay, now here we write a code to get the messages. Let's make it, for example, same as the lecture notes. After you get the messages or documents, get for var I message. Okay, let's make for loop, then print the message data. Okay, for let's say I in okay, so in this case, what is happening, if you take a look at there, it's better to create a variable, final messages, when equals. Okay, just to access this variable, final messages equal await Firestore, then for var, because I don't know what is this, var I in messages, dot docs, I guess dot docs, begin, print I data. Okay, let's run it again. So we are accessing the document inside the messages, then printing for each message, we are printing the data. As you can see here, if you go, sorry, not this, was in the terminal, Firebase, okay. So as you can see inside your database, only we have only one document inside this collection, which is this. Let's try to see if we have it, if we get it or not. Go to the run screen, press add. Okay, still we have error. All failed. Okay. So what's happening? Okay, yes. Sender Muhammad takes salam to my students. Let's say, for example, now I'm going to add more data. Okay, the students. So this is optional, also you can do it. Now let's say I will add more document, auto ID. I will say sender. For example, it's from Heidi and text. Okay, salam, my friends. Okay, save. Let's go and check it out. Now, if I click on a plus, okay, sender, Heidi, text, salam, my friends. The other one, documents for Muhammad, salam to my students. Whenever now you add more messages, whatever, you are going to get them here. Of course, we can now get this making a list or whatever string, and we can show it on the screen, for example. I think it's also possible. We have now counter, which is integer. We can maybe make it as string, right? So if we make it as string, and let's say it's a text, then I will say it's like this. Okay, is empty string. And then whenever I get this one, I will say at the end, text will be dot. Do we have what we have for a message? Or just text equals I data, right? The string. Okay, let's go and check it out. I will say a text. Run it again. Error getter counter. Where is the counter? Still counter we have. We'll have to fix it if there's counter. Okay, it says text. Run. Okay. So I brought the text here. Sender Muhammad text salam to my students. Again, I pressed again. I think now the screen is not enough probably to show all the text. Otherwise, it will show also Heidi messages. because as you can see, it's shown here. Okay. So probably there is something wrong with the space. We have to maybe decrease space. Anyway, I hope this was useful. This is the idea. If you make it, just as I said, send me the video, and really I appreciate it. Appreciate your work just to be ready for the project. Thank you. Have a good night. Assalamu alaikum.